And then out of nowhere came these young children. I don't know where they came from. And I sat next to this child, and the child sat next to Beyonce. So I hear B say something about, doesn't this look sexy, or isn't this sexy?
Is it a love offering or is it a conjuring offering? Like, does she
No,
do
that's
her
not.
own? So she's a priestess like you, is what you're saying?
She could be. I don't know if she's initiated, but I'm saying she's been crowned. You can be crowned and not be initiated as far as a priestess.
So it looks like Beyonce is running for cover right now because she wouldn't even show her face at the Super Bowl. And it's not just because her husband was named in those files. Former NFL player Larry Johnson has come forward with some shocking claims about a weird party he says he attended with Beyonce years ago. And according to him, what went down there was seriously disturbing. Larry and Jay-Z were close back in the day, until that relationship mysteriously fell apart. And here's where it gets interesting. The fallout happened right after Larry started speaking openly about who he believes pulls the strings in the entertainment world. And if that sounds familiar, it's because we've seen this pattern before with Kanye. The moment Kanye crossed a certain line you're not allowed to cross in the industry, Jay-Z and Beyonce dropped him. But that's not even the whole story. Other insiders are also now stepping forward and alleging that Beyonce may be connected to some dark activities. Again, these are allegations, not proven facts. But when multiple people start telling similar stories, the optics aren't exactly working in her favor. Just when Jay-Z and Beyonce thought they'd managed to stay out of Diddy's legal mess, their names ended up tied to the Epstein case instead. Jay-Z showed up in two different documents. One is an anonymous FBI tip from a woman who said she was a victim and claims she woke up in Epstein's mansion with Jay-Z and Harvey Weinstein in the room. And the second is an email sent by former Barclays CEO Just Staley to Epstein, where he said, "People don't protest in the streets because Jay-Z bought them off." But what about Beyonce? With all these allegations around her husband, is she really innocent in all this? Well, Larry Johnson doesn't think so. Johnson is a former Kansas City Chiefs running back and was one of the league's most dominant players in the mid-2000s. And back during his peak years, he was close to Jay-Z, and they were often spotted attending events together. Larry was also a prominent figure in the Rocawear brand and became one of its first high-profile athlete endorsers. He was signed to Team Rock, the athletic division of Rocawear, after rejecting a Nike endorsement deal. Now here's what Larry claims he saw at this party with Jay-Z and Beyonce. He says that in the early 2000s, he went to a late-night rap party hosted by the Carters in Colorado. And according to him, there were young people there who didn't look like adults. And Beyonce allegedly made a very weird comment.
Now, I did a Rocawear photo shoot in Colorado, and I think it was during the winter time of 06 or 07. And Naomi Campbell was there, actress Jamie King was there, Jay was there, B was there. And he rented this house, and we were supposed to do this rap party for this photo shoot. We rented this house, and we were watching LeBron play. And after the game, it had to be like 10 or 11 o'clock. So we getting ready to party. Mind you, it's all adults. So when 11 o'clock hit, we turned on the music, we started drinking, and then out of nowhere came these young children. I don't know where they came from. For a rap party at 11 o'clock at night, drinking, loud music, and us dancing wild, like, I don't know where these kids came from. And then I happened to sit down because I was dancing with one of the assistants. And I sat next to this child, and the child sat next to Beyonce. So I hear B say something about, doesn't this look sexy, or isn't this sexy? And in my mind, and mind you, I'm not awakened as I'm awakened now. So in my mind, I'm like, what did she just say? And then I didn't pay no attention to it. And then, obviously the liquor took hold of me and I had to leave. So I said bye to everybody and left. But those remained. I don't know if those kids were from the photo shoot themselves, but the fact that these kids came around adults during drinking hours or partying hours was already alarming to me. So when I hear something like this happens, I can't really discount it and say, oh, he could never do this, because I'm hearing stories, I'm seeing it with my own eyes, and I've been in situations where something don't sound or look right, and it's usually involving children.
Now, if this were the only time Beyonce's name came up in a situation like this, you could probably brush it off. But over the years, similar allegations have popped up again and again, and not just from random people online, but from people who actually worked with Beyonce. Take Kimberly Thompson, Beyonce's former drummer. Back in 2018, Thompson accused Beyonce of being involved in what she described as extreme witchcraft. She even filed for a restraining order, claiming Beyonce used spells and dark magic to retaliate against her, to the point where she said she had to move multiple times just to feel safe.
This has been going on since 2006, and it's just been getting worse and worse and worse. And for a very long time, I put this person on a pedestal. I love them. I send emails, publicly, happy birthday and all this stuff. And the entire time, this person was casting spells and manipulating me and controlling my job situations, my relationships, just all kinds of things.
And then there's Beyonce's former dance captain, Ashley Everett. She was caught liking some pretty shady posts and comments about Beyonce, including one that said people are entertaining demons when they listen to Beyonce. By the way, the post Ashley liked was actually about a speech by poet Jackie Hill Perry. Her speech went viral, and in it, she claimed that artists like Beyonce are just puppets being used to push what she called a demonic agenda.
I don't know who told us you got to be a witch to be black. You are not more black by engaging in witchcraft. That is still propagating a white supremacist lie that black people in Africa didn't know Jesus. I am angry that the powers that be in social media and in culture and in music and in Beyonce's music and in Kalani's music and in whatever the other, and in Santa, I'm angry that they are really trying to convince us that all spiritualism is the same. And we have digested this impurity and this, we want so bad not to be legalistic that we actually become profane.
But it gets even more disturbing. A few months ago, dancer Khadija Shari, who worked with Beyonce on the Formation video and her 2016 Super Bowl performance, made some alarming claims on Instagram, calling Beyonce a witch and accusing her of allegedly wishing for something bad to happen to her child. Khadija wrote, "Are you effing serious? You called for my child to be you evil effing witch." And then in another post, Khadija tagged Beyonce and wrote, "You went too far. You gotta be kidding me. Watch what the F y'all do at this time. When it was happening to me, I kept my mouth shut for my career. Not with my goddaughter. I'll blow your world up." Really, Jigga Man? Now here's where it gets even weirder. That post disappeared from Khadija's page pretty quickly, and most people would have missed it if Tasha K hadn't caught it. Tasha shared screenshots of Khadija's post on X and also talked about it on her YouTube channel.
Beyonce is being accused again of doing black magic. Now here's what I'm gonna say. Everybody ain't lying. I spent probably a week doing research on all the people that they were connected with, and all of them are connected to some sort of black magic, some sort of witchery, okay?
But it doesn't stop there. Even other artists have hinted that Beyonce might be connected to something darker behind the scenes. Remember when people online were saying Beyonce was deliberately sabotaging Chloe Bailey's career? Well, right in the middle of all that, Chloe posted a video talking about the dark side of the music industry. And while she didn't mention Beyonce by name, the timing definitely stood out. In this video, Chloe said she broke down crying after watching the Michael B. Jordan movie Sinners, because to her, it reflected exactly how the music industry works and how artists end up dealing with forces that demand their souls.
After Sinners, I cried. Do you know why I cried? Yes or no? Or you're just like, Chloe, you cried because you're crazy. Just tell me. Okay. So I think anyone who, it just reminds you so much of the industry, right? And it's like, you could have a gift like he did with his guitar. And like they said, when he's singing, he's honoring his ancestors and uplifting and all of that, but then it also attracts the not good. So it's like, in order for him to be successful, the vampires were telling him he has to sell out so that he could be, that he could live forever and his music could live forever. And it's exactly like things that I see and go through every day.
And that's when fans started connecting the dots and wondering if Beyonce had tried to pull Chloe into something darker. That theory really took off after Chloe released a video for her debut single, Have Mercy. And a lot of fans immediately called the visuals demonic and started comparing the energy and visuals to Beyonce's alter ego, Sasha Fierce. Now remember when Beyonce said she could blame anything bad she did on Sasha Fierce?
No, because people are like, okay, I don't understand this Sasha Fierce thing. It's for fun. It's fun, and it gives me an excuse to blame anything really bad on Sasha Fierce.
I say, yeah.
Well, that's convenient. Now, does any of this prove Beyonce is directly involved in the Epstein situation? No, of course not. But a lot of people feel like the company she keeps still matters. And it also looks like Beyonce may be aware of how the public is feeling right now. She was absent from the Super Bowl, while Jay-Z was front and center, walking around confidently with Blue Ivy, like he hadn't just been named in those documents. And when you think about it, this felt like damage control. Jay-Z walking around with his daughter and leaning into that wholesome family man image right after those files dropped? But judging by the reactions online, people aren't buying it anymore. Beyonce has already lost millions of followers on Instagram since Jay-Z's name came up in the Epstein documents. And if you look at the comments on her most recent posts, it's pretty clear how people feel about her alleged involvement. Here are just a few of the comments that show where public opinion is at right now. You're done. You knew and covered for him. Guess we weren't actually corny with that Illuminati mess. The downfall of the Carters has arrived. But now I want to know what you think about all of this. Do you believe Larry Johnson was telling the truth about that party and the comment he claims Beyonce made? And do you think there could be any connection at all to the Epstein situation? Drop your theories in the comments and stay tuned for the next video.